Hi, my name is Chris Walz. Uh, Welcome to this little channel, this little place, Songs in the Attic, which is where I am, the attic of my house, and it's where I have all my music stuff. It's where I spend a lot of time. I play, I teach. I've been a teacher at the Old Town School of Folk Music in Chicago since 1996, and I love to share the music that I discovered when I was a teenager, and I've been chasing after it ever since, and that's a lot of years. So I'll try to do one of these videos about every week, maybe more often, just with a lot of old tunes, some things maybe where I've done arrangements myself. I love the traditional stuff, but sometimes we'll break the rules. I think I might actually do that on this first tune that I'm going to play for you. This is an old tune called Lazy John, and most of the time I've always heard it done in the key of G, but it sings real nice in the key of D, for me anyway, and it works out nicely on the guitar played out of a C position, so cape it up to the 2nd fret. And I've got my old battered Santa Cruz Tony Rice model guitar here helping me out. I bought this guitar straight from the factory, which I don't know if you can do that anymore, back in 1991. And this thing's been all over the world with me. So I thought it would only be fitting to do the first tune using this old guitar. I have a bunch of guitars. I'm not any kind of big-time collector, but I've wound up with some instruments that I really like, and so I'll try to maybe play a different one on each of these little videos and share those with you as well. So I like flat picking a whole lot. So this is a tune where I've worked up a little solo arrangement of this old tune, and it's a good one for the winter, because it talks about you're in the shade, I'm in the sun. Why don't you go away, lazy John? And it's January here in Chicago, so a song about some heat is always a welcome thing. Anyhow, this is a little version that I cooked up of this old tune called Lazy John. Work all week in the noonday sun, 15 cents when Saturday comes. Going to a dance just to have some fun. Why don't you get away, lazy John? Lazy John, lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade, I'm in the sun. Why don't you go away, lazy John? My gal lives at the end of the road. Her eyes are crooked and her legs are bowed, but we sure have a whole lot of fun. Why don't you get away, lazy John? Lazy John, lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade, I'm in the sun. Why don't you go away, lazy John? Dance on Saturday night, ain't coming home till the broad daylight. Then I'll take my gal back home. Why don't you get away, lazy John? Lazy John, lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade, I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, lazy John? week in the noonday sun, 15 cents when Saturday comes. Going to a dance just to have some fun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade, I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John, why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade, I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? So there's a little song for a winter day, Lazy John. Not done perhaps the most traditional way, but like I say, it lays out nice on the guitar and it sings pretty well in the key of D. So I hope you like what you heard, and I hope you come back soon, and we'll see you again up here in the attic.